on social media or listen to our podcast, you may already know that we've been focusing on increasing some of our longer form original content. Not that we're going to be reducing anything in the area of the convention videos or the theme park stuff or the haunted attraction videos or any of the other things that we cover. But we're also trying to stretch ourselves to do more content with like commentaries, like toy reviews, and now this. So for years we've talked about doing something with like simple recipes to make fun dishes that are themed to some of the stuff that we enjoy, like Star Wars or Marvel or Disney or any of those things. But we've been super busy. If you follow along, you know that we're constantly doing different things. We're always at Disneyland or Knott's or Universal or a convention or I don't know, whatever it is that we're doing. We're always doing something. So there hasn't been like a ton of time for cooking or baking or anything like that. But we thought if we could maybe start doing kind of a series of videos like this, it might be kind of fun. And so we turned to our friend Jen. She's at justjenrecipes.com, and we asked her for some ideas of some kind of simple things to cook that doesn't require too much knowledge and too much experience. If you follow her on Twitter, Instagram at justjen, you know that she creates some really cool recipes, really cool looking things for StarWars.com, for Marvel.com, and like tons of other places. And she was super gracious, and she gave me some suggestions and advice on some of the things for us to try cooking. Now, I'm pretty comfortable like following recipes, but I don't like really venture out or do lots of cutesy things. And so I'm definitely not an avid follower of like the culinary arts. But that said, I do enjoy baking, and I kind of found out that my niece, Madeline, really loves baking and really loves cooking, and she's kind of obsessed with the cooking and baking competition shows. And so I thought it might be fun if she and I tried baking together, which we've never done before. This will be the first time. So in an effort to kind of combine all these things that we're working on, the longer form content and the baking stuff and the stuff that we already do, we thought that we could bake something easy and relatively easy, hopefully, and fun, and could share it all with you. So again, this is my niece, Madeline.
Hi.
And see, how old are you, Madeline?
10.
You're 10 years old. And like I said, she does enjoy baking and cooking, but so what do you think of this whole thing that we're going to start doing?
I like the idea because baking is like fun and we don't have to do too challenging stuff, but not too easy. So
yeah, cool. So have you ever made or baked anything before in the kitchen?
I made cupcakes, chocolate chip cookies, cakes, and yeah.
Cool. So I've made some of those things in the past, but it's been a while since I've baked much of anything, but I thought it'd be fun. So as you can see for today, we are going to be channeling Chewbacca for the idea or what we're cooking, or baking rather. So see some of our toys, some of our collection, including our photo here with Peter Mayhew. Obviously, before he passed, he was a super nice guy when we met him at a convention, and he signed the photo for us. So we, of course, enjoy Star Wars, enjoy Chewbacca. And so what we're going to be making today are basically Star Wars chocolate chip cookies. And so we'll first be making the chocolate chip cookies, and then we'll be decorating it by adding the bandolier on the cookie. Yep. On the cooking. So should be pretty simple. We shall see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it tastes good. So yeah, that's kind of the plan.
Now I'm going to read the ingredients that we need for the chocolate chip cookies. So we need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon kosher salt. Then we need a cup, 2 sticks unsalted butter, softened, 1 cup brown sugar, 3/4 cup white sugar, 2 teaspoons vanilla, 2 eggs, seized chocolate chips. Yes, the entire bag.
Okay, so at this point, Madeline is whisking together the flour, baking soda, and salt, making sure to get it all in there. And now that that's done, we're going to set it aside and bring over our larger bowl where we have in here the butter, the white sugar, and the brown sugar. And we are going to use the electric mixer to mix it all together, and we're going to do that now.
Okay. All right, so at this point we've mixed the sugars and the butter, and the next thing on Jen's recipe is that we add vanilla and the eggs. So the vanilla, it's 2 teaspoons.
We add it to here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a brand new bottle.
So you take off the paper. And then after this step, we'll put the eggs in.
Okay, so one.
It's 2.
And 2. And then 2 eggs. Want to add those, Madeline?
Yes. There we go. Okay. Put these to the side. And we're gonna add the last one. Come on, egg. There we go.
Go.
Smells like vanilla.
Smells good, good, good. Okay, so we'll get this mixing. Okay.
So now
that's
what's
pretty well
next?
mixed. So next, we're going to spoon in the flour until the dough comes together.
Okay.
So get our bowl back.
So we're gonna put the more of the
Drier
the
stuff.
dry ingredients and
And
put it into the
Okay, want
water.
to use this to kind of scoop it in as
Yeah,
I'm mixing.
we'll take that one out. Let's get the whisker. Okay. Just gonna pour it.
Okay, so at this point, the instructions say to fold in the large chocolate chips by hand so that the chips are incorporated throughout the mixture. Want to do the honors?
Sure. Okay, so it's the whole bag of chocolate chips. Here we go. We'll just dump a few for right now and then we'll kind of fold it. They said to fold it with your hands, right? Okay, here we go.
And these are bigger chips than like Toll House. They're different shaped and stuff. So.
They're like big and cute.
And we did wash our hands
Yes.
before we did this because that would be gross to not.
Go ahead and dump some more. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. You're gonna get very messy in this step. Just fold it. Perfect. It gives you an arm workout for the day. Is that all?
One spray.
One more.
There we go.
There we go. So now I'm just gonna fold it for a little bit more, a little bit longer, and then on to the next step.
Yep. So, by the way, I did get these at the C's candy store, and I didn't even realize they sold chocolate chips, which would make sense, obviously, because they sell all sorts of candy. But according to Jen and the recipe, C's are the way to go. So we will find out if you think there's much difference between these and
Regular.
like Toll House, yeah, or the other kind. But
Okay, so these should be done mixing. And now on to the next step.
so,
But I need to wash my hands first.
well, you may not need. I mean, we're going to be making them into balls.
Oh, okay.
So you probably don't need to wash your hands for that point. So yeah, the next step is to form the dough into tablespoon-sized balls and place on the prepped sheets 2 inches apart. You will get about 4 dozen cookies depending on the size you make them. So these I've not used before, but Jen suggested using silk hats to prep the sheets, and this is a Target version of it, so it was only like $8. So we're gonna try these and see how they work. But it's supposed to help the baking be more even and also get stuff not to stick. So I've never used them before, but we shall find out.
Hopefully they work. Okay, we're gonna get little balls because they're gonna grow as they. Make sure to put them like 2 inches apart, not too close, or they'll like form next to each other and it'll be a big cookie.
This is kind of mushy.
Yeah. Sticky like that. It doesn't have to be a pretty ball because it's gonna turn out to a good cookie. So.
And we have preheated the oven to 350, so that's ready to go. Yep. So next we will throw these in the oven and hopefully they'll turn out good.
Yes.
Okay, so our cookies are now out of the oven and we are going to give them a try.
And they look delicious.
Okay.
Yeah. Mmm. I like that they're still a little bit warm, which is really good.
Those chocolate chips make it very chocolatey.
Yes.
There's tons
but
of chocolate in
it's
it.
a great chocolate flavor. And it's like crispy on the outside, but gooey and soft in the inside. Look at it. Wow.
So very good chocolate chip cookies. Now we're going to actually make them more themed to Chewbacca by basically making them like his bandolier.
Like this one.
Yep. So to do that, we're using just brown chocolate frosting. This one happens to be Betty Crocker Rich and Creamy. Not for any particular reason, that's what I picked up at the store. And so Madeline's going to put a diagonal stripe on it.
Here we go.
Okay. And then we're going to use heart-shaped sprinkles to add the other bandolier part to it.
Just regular ones. Just chocolate maker ones.
Yeah, those are the only what I was able to find, so.
And you can use a toothpick. So then it's easier to put it on. If you have bigger fingers, it's easier to just like set them on. So, I'm gonna do the other one while she's doing, my aunt is doing the sprinkles on the other one. And you do not need that much chocolate frosting. Like, how much would you say? Like, not a lot at all.
Just a thick stripe.
Yeah. Our batch made about 27 cookies in all, right?
I didn't really count
Roughly.
them, but
Because there was like 9 to a batch.
yeah,
We
we
made, like,
made
3
them
batches.
pretty good sized cookies. So
Yeah.
So yeah, good amount.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty big sized cookies.
Delicious.
Very good.
So just do like, in the picture, which we have here from the Just Jen recipes, we have like a line, like the thick stripe of chocolate, as you can see right here. And then we have the little white sprinkles that my aunt is putting on.
So I think our hearts are a little bigger than Jen's in the picture, but like I said, I have trouble finding them, and I didn't think to order them ahead. So the ones I have, I think, are a little bit bigger. But yeah, so basically a Chewbacca bandolier cookie.
Yeah. It was simple, easy, and delicious.
Yes, and I'm sure as we decorate more, they'll look prettier.
Yeah.
But this is kind of our first run through, and I think they look okay-ish.
Yeah. For the
They'll
first
get
time, they
better.
were pretty good.
They'll get better. But yeah, so I enjoyed making these cookies. What do you think?
Yes, I want to make some more. Like,
They're super yummy, very good tasting. So I definitely want to thank Jen again for her help in giving us some suggestions and allowing us to use her recipes for or her recipe for these cookies. Very delicious. And again, you can find those recipes. I'll put the links in the description, but justgenrecipes.com, and you can see all her really cool creations that she has there. And then if you haven't already done so, we would appreciate it if you would support us by giving us a thumbs up on this video on our efforts and to experimenting in this new endeavor type of videos for us. So if you give us a thumbs up, that would be great. If you would subscribe, that would be cool too. Obviously, this is our first time trying this type of video, but we put lots of videos up all the time. If you're not familiar with us, our Parks and Cons, we are going to like Disneyland, Knott's, Universal all the time, so we're putting up update videos for those. We go to lots of haunted attractions during the Halloween season. We go to lots of conventions, comic conventions, pop culture conventions, so we're always posting stuff. And then you can find out more because we also put stuff up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and we're Parks and Cons on all those places. And let's see, you can find us at parksandcons.com. It's our website. And let's see. And if you can comment on the video, comment down below. If you have any suggestions on ways that we could have done this a little better, or have any ideas or suggestions for us on that, or have any thoughts on anything that we should try making, either baking or cooking in the future. So we'll see. We have no idea what we're doing next, but I think we'll probably try this again. I had fun.
Yeah, me too.
So
it was exciting. Like, yeah.
Enjoyed it?
Yes.
Very cool. So I think we'll do this again, but I don't know yet what we're going to be doing. So if you have any suggestions, put them in the comments. We'll take a look at them and try to keep that in mind. But besides that, any other thoughts?
No.
Yummy cookies, right?
Yes, that's the only thought I'm thinking about.
Trying to get more cookies. Very cool.
Cheers. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Until next time, we will see you in line somewhere.